Hey friends, welcome back. This is season 3 of Thursday Thoughts Over Tea, and I'm your amazing host, Angie H. And don't worry, just like every other season, we're going to have amazing topics. We're going to have amazing guests. We're going to deal with our holistic health, and we're going to also dig into societal issues and the things that plagues us. Don't worry, because I will also be that ray of sunshine on your cloudy day with my motivational moments. So be sure to meet me here every Thursday and have that cup of tea ready, and I want you to sit back and enjoy the show. Hey guys, welcome to Thursday Thoughts Over Tea. I am your host, Angie H. Thank you for tuning in this week. So, the kids are going back to school on Monday. It's going to be different. It's going to be their new norm, which is, online. And I know that a lot of states are doing like the first 6 weeks, so probably to about September, they will be online. But me and my husband, we opted for a virtual academy. So the first half of the school year, our kids will be online in the home. And it's an adjustment. I know that for me, I got one of my degrees online. So like online learning is something that I'm used to, but also it's going to be a different challenge for my children. Though they see me online doing my work, different things like that, and they still have to adjust. So I just wanted to just give some encouragement, different things that we're going to try to implement just to make this transition, because what we want ultimately is for our children to have an environment conducive to their learning. Could it be a great thing because you minimize the distraction? You can have them focused. They're not, getting caught up in different things that happens in the school. But at the same time, the social skills, the getting to know, to building relationships, they're going to kind of miss out on that. But I'm thinking that in this environment, when they're logging on and they may get to interact with some of the other class students that's in their class. So one thing about kids, they're resilient, and they bounce back from anything. So it's not, but it's how we create an environment that's not negative and toxic that helps them, right? So we, as a family, we decided to do virtual academy. So our kids will be the first half of the school year, if not the whole school year, our kids will be home. I will be in the house with them, which brings me to, okay, now I need to find an online job or something like that, because I really want to not have to worry about their health. The precautions, because one thing about children, and especially my children, I can't speak for nobody else's children, my children love people. They love to get to know people. They love to make friends. They easily make friends. They can go to a park, and by the time they leave a park, they have a whole new set of friends in that moment. So I know, and especially our baby girl, Kylie, she is a hugger. She is a lover of people. So you're going to have kids in this environment that love to be around people and expect them to distance themselves. That's going to be hard. So we opted for, the virtual academy that our state provides. And I think it's based on county. What I love about virtual academy, so it's just not like an online virtual learning. So the online academy actually makes sure that the kids are assigned to their school, but they selected in that school teachers in their grade level that will only have virtual academy students. And this is so if they decide to go back into the traditional setting, or if it's released and it's safe to go back into a traditional setting, they will be familiar with the teachers in that place. So we're just not some random teachers from the state that is teaching all the kids in virtual academy. It's actually teachers that were selected from that school that decided, hey, I'll be the virtual teacher. So that is what I liked about virtual academy, that they actually have the teachers that are assigned to them in Virtual Academy, but they're actually will see them if they ever go back to school. They will actually see that same teacher. So what we have to do is empower these kids, encourage them to do the best that they can with what they're given. Things are different. Things are different from last year. Things are, we have been pushed into this pandemic where we have to adjust. And if we're freaking out, we can't expect our kids to think positive in a bad situation. So this comes a time where we as parents, we literally have to check ourselves. We have to check our emotions. We have to check our frustration. And it's hard. Everybody can't stay home. Everybody can't afford it. Some people's jobs said you come to work or you don't work. So now you have to find out. And I know that I've seen that different locations are opening up for learning, but you still have to pay for it. So it's going to be some type of daycares, things like that. And I know for me, like math and stuff, that is just not my strong suit. So I have noticed that people with tutoring centers and different things like that, they are, of course it's a small fee or whatever, but they're willing to tutor your children virtually so that they can get what they need. So, just sitting back, looking at the dynamics and the different things that change. And then I'm sitting here like, okay, what can I do to make our home more equipped or conducive to their learning? Because I want them to succeed. I want them to excel. And it's gonna take adjustments from all of us. So some of the things that I plan on doing here in the home, and you may do something different. You may take on some of the things that I'm going to do, but I know that we have laptops. So internet access laptops. So that's one of the things that a lot of people are like, okay, what am I going to do? But I love the fact that the schools are signing it up, assigning laptops. Different wireless internet companies are allowing discounts and different things like that so that these kids can have internet access. They're setting up where you can log on, sit out in the parking lots of schools and different things like that to be able to allow the kids to do what they need to do. But I'm setting a routine as if they were getting on that bus and going to school. We're implementing the same things that we did before. Go to bed early. They have to get their clothes out. So yes, they have to get their clothes out, get everything prepared for the next day. Make sure they have their assignments. Make sure they have whatever books they need. They eat breakfast. So they're going to eat breakfast before school starts, because in Virtual Academy, it's not just log on and do it. They actually have a schedule of what time they're supposed to be in what class with what teacher. So that's what I liked about it. So it's going to be the same concept as if they was in school. They're just at home, but I want them to get in that mindset that this is my job. This is what I have to do, and this is how I have to conduct myself and carry myself in this season that we're in. So, again, get up, brush your teeth, make sure your hair's in place, make sure your clothes don't look wrinkled and a mess. I don't care if you are, just because you're online. We have to get our breakfast in. Then it's going to be set up. You have your laptop, your mouse, all these things sitting out and ready. Everything's charged and ready. And that's what I plan to do, because when we kind of got pushed into this online learning during the pandemic last year, I didn't really have I had a plan and I had a schedule and I had the structure, and then they had to log on. They had the time, so they had to log on, different things like that. But I didn't really make it a priority that they looked the part. Like, I made sure they got up, they had their breakfast and different things like that. Then they logged on, and then that was that. This is going to be different. I'm pretty sure they're going to have homework assignments. They're going to have different things like that. So the adjustment has to start with us as the parents, in my opinion, so that they can transition into it. I think it's going to be good. I know my children are chatty like their mom. So it'll kind of let being at home with, just the two of them will let them focus more, which lets me see exactly where the struggle is. And it's not just like, okay, we don't have time to wait, we're going to push you ahead or whatever. I can kind of see so that I can then know, who do I need to reach out to? Do I need a tutor? Different things like that. So that kind of gives me that one-on-one time to kind of see, what do I need to do? How do we need to adjust? Who do I need to reach out to help them succeed? So I kind of like it because it gives me that insight where I see their learning ability and if they need something different. At first the kids were excited about virtual learning because they wanted to be home. But then yesterday, funny thing, so yesterday we go to the middle school because our baby boy is now in middle school. So I don't know how I feel about that. My kids are grown up. They tell me, Mom, you just want us to be babies forever. You're going to be a baby forever, period. Anywho, so we go to the middle school. My son sees middle school, it's big. Of course, it got stairs and everything. So unfortunately, we couldn't go in because of the whole pants, everything. You have to stay in the car. So we pull up. I had to fill out the 1001 papers. You got to fill out these papers every year. So we fill out the papers and then you hand it to the volunteer there. Then you get back in line and then you go around and you get the books, the schedule, the planner, the novel that you have to read as a class. So, Ty's like, I kind of am sad that I don't get to come into the school this year, which I can understand. I mean, you're starting a new year, you're in middle school. So you kind of want to be inside with everybody else that's in your grade. So we pick up his stuff. I don't know if the lady handing the books or what. I don't know what happened, but instantly his voice gets deep. And I text his dad like, okay, so we officially have a middle schooler. His whole voice is deep. Like, we ain't got time to be playing with wrestling men. I'm just gonna give all these wrestling men away because I'm in middle school and I'm about to be a teenager. So I just thought that was funny, but that just brought me to this point. Like, kids adjust. Kids know how to be in a situation and navigate and adjust to that situation. So now instantly, he, in his mind, once he's seen his schedule, his books, he has to read a novel. Once he's seen that, he instantly, in his mind, other than, his voice got deep, instantly, he instantly said, Mom, I have to try harder this year. I really have to focus. I really have to do my work. Sometimes we panic and we, as parents, we get so nervous at how are my kids going to react when we don't really take the time to listen to the kids. We don't listen to our kids where they're adjusting. They have already, something has triggered in them within moments to tell them, this is what I have to do now because this is my normal. Now I'm panicking like, oh my God, what we going to do? I need to find a work from home job because my kids are going to be at home. Like, I'm sitting here panicking. He was like, oh, I have to work harder this time. I have to make sure that I'm paying attention. Like, this is different, Mom. I'm in middle school. And it was just like in that instant, he just grew up a little bit more. And I'm sitting here like, what are we going to do? So I just wanted to encourage all of us as the kids go back to school to make the adjustments that you need. Don't get frustrated. Though it's frustrating, it's scary, but make sure that we are producing environments that is conducive to their learning and their excelling, and asking for help. And a lot of times we get so prideful that we don't even want to ask for help. We don't, I got this. When really you like, I'm freaking out. Like, who can help me with this math problem? Like, who can we have to begin to build communities of support while these kids are going through, because they are faced with so much. This year alone has challenged every American. I don't care your race. I don't care what background you have. 2020 has challenged Americans as a whole, and there has to be some adjustments. So we don't have time for the petty. We have children that are watching us, and we can't even handle certain situations without anger and panic, but we want them to adjust to a new norm. Like, you're gonna be at home at your house, but you better make good grades. Like, we are not even building these communities of support to make sure that we all get to where we need to be. So I just want to encourage you guys. Some of the things that I know, again, we're gonna do. We're going to make sure that everything is set up for the next morning. Everything is charged, mouse pads, whatever it needs. Like, literally, my son has locks. Those of you that know me know that my son Tahir has locks. Any other year, so we are not changing routine. Any other year, I would make sure that I have tightened his locks and that he is neat and presentable for the first day. That is not going to change because he's going to be logging on. We're going to keep with the same things. Their clothes are going to be ironed. Their clothes are going to be out. Their hair is going to be neat. Different things like that, because we don't want them to get to a point where they're just going through the motions and they really don't care. They don't care because we don't care. So if we put more effort and time into the things that they have to adjust to, it relaxes the environment and they can focus on what's important, getting the education and getting it in whatever environment that is given. So I just want to encourage the kids that no matter what life throws at you, no matter what obstacles that you may face, you are a champion, you are a winner. You will succeed and excel far beyond the generations before you. It just takes dedication and commitment. Even when it's frustrating, even when it's confusing, it's okay to put pride aside and ask for help. It's okay to not be the greatest at everything, but it's best to do your best at all costs. So you guys are going to have an amazing year. You're going to have things to share with the generations after you guys, because you have accomplished so much in just this year that the ones of us that came before could not have imagined. So you'll be able to tell this story. This is what happened to me in 2020. This is what I had to adjust from. So you are building everything that you're going through now are stepping stones to who you're going to become. Your resilience, your commitment, your dedication is going to all play a part in the very things that you are called to be. So have an amazing school year, no matter what it looks like, whether you're in school, whether you're online. Everything is going to be great in the end, and you're going to be better for it. So you guys have an amazing start to your school year. And parents, find a hub, find a community that will help you adjust, because kids feed off of our energy, they feed off our spirit. And when we have a panic environment, they're going to freak out and not be able to perform. So let's check ourselves. And I'm speaking to me too, because I am a worry ward. Like, oh my God, what if I need some help? Like, I'm about to freak out. So, and mothers, don't be alarmed when your teenage or preteens voice gets deep. They had to adjust to what was going on. So, they had to grow up real fast. So don't freak out. That's just a part of the coolness is oozing out of them. So, but God bless you all. Let's rock out. Prepare like you would normally prepare for the first day of school, and make sure that the house is relaxed and everything is set up for their winning in this season and in life. God bless. So I know you're probably asking yourself as you listen to this amazing podcast week after week, who is Angie H? And it's quite simple. I'm just a wife and a mother trying to use her platforms to empower and impact the world. What platforms, you ask? Anise Charles Organics, ANISE Charles Organics. This is my holistic health company that I use health coaching, holistic nutrition, and herbal products to help you and to promote holistic living from the inside out. Defining Our Purpose. This is a platform that I use my book, Inspirations, which is a journal devotional, as well as motivational videos. I take the time out to listen to you and help you navigate through your darkest times. But if you want to find out more about both of these platforms, just simply go to www.definingourpurpose.com, or as you're scrolling up and down your timelines on IG and Facebook, simply like my page or follow me at Anise Charles Organics, ANISE Charles Organics, or Defining Our Purpose. Hey guys, and welcome back to Thursday Thoughts Over Tea. I am back with your Black Excellence 365 moment. As we were talking about school, kids going back to school. Well, the nation's first Black public school was Paul Laurence Dunbar High. It opened its doors in Washington, D.C. in 1870. But more than 40 years later, of course, Dunbar, like many of urban schools, had fallen on hard times. And then it ended up being described in that season as it looked like a prison. And then the graduation rate had dropped to about 60%. But there was still some famous people that actually came out of this school. So the first Black presidential cabinet member was a graduate. The first Black general in the Army. The first Black naval graduate. Billy Taylor, the jazz musician. These were some of the people that actually graduated from this high school. But another thing was several of the lawyers that argued the Brown versus Board education decision were also graduates of this first public high school for African Americans. So that's just a quick little thought there on the first Black public school. So even though it was segregated, everything was segregated at that moment, this school was created for them in Washington, D.C., and it produced a lot of history makers that we learn and we read about today. So that is our Black Excellence 365. Until next week, have a great day. Hey, so did you enjoy this week's episode? Well, I hope you did. But you know what you can do if you never want to miss another episode? Just simply subscribe to Thursday Thoughts Over Tea on all podcast platforms, or follow me on IG at Thursday Thoughts Over Tea. Be sure that if you have any thoughts or concerns or any topics that you want to discuss, simply send me an email at definingourpurpose@gmail.com. Always remember, your thoughts are amazing, but sometimes they're even better when you're sipping on a hot cup of tea. See you next week here on Thursday Thoughts Over Tea with Angie H.